screen being parody of the Queen for Canada.
Yes. Seeing bits of that. I know the producer of it, and Lexa had read for that, but the premise of it was quite
odd,
horrific. The girl who gets her powers from sleeping with people. Gee, it's not an executive producer with a midlife crisis writing this, is it? Well, there's a lot of that going around, isn't there? Yeah.
You get the spark.
Throw a rock and hit 10 of those shows now. So.
That's some fiction reality shows. You have to proliferate it.
Yes, I know. Actually, the guy that whose wife produces was it Top Chef? Top Chef in Australia was at the last one. Was looking after me for the last convention in Melbourne. I watched a little bit of that show because it's very cool. The one with the kids, but there's the adult version, and there's the one also the version with the kids. Master Chef. Yes, that's what. Yeah.
Can you cook?
What's that?
Can you cook?
Can I cook? Yes, I can cook. Not everything, but I can cook. My wife doesn't, so I do. She's not bad. She just doesn't. It's like she's the last person to volunteer to cook. It's like you go. You literally do it by clockwork. You go, it's, kids eat at 5, and you go, you could have all already planned out something. You go, so honey, what do you want to do for dinner tonight? I don't know, what do you want to do? Never mind.
What do you cook? What specialty?
What's my specialty? Yeah. I make a mean spaghetti meatballs. I have a good stir fry. Well, I'm a man, so obviously barbecue is my kingdom. And I actually bake. Things you didn't know.
So you do have good work-home balance.
Yes. Well, otherwise we'd all starve. Because when I met, this isn't new, because when I first met Lex, I'd never seen this before. Her idea of like, what do you want for dinner was like, which takeout menu do you want to order? I'm not kidding. When we were first dating, I'm like, I've never seen anybody like this before. Like, you literally have a pile of takeout menus, and you go, when you said, what do you want for dinner? She'd go, I've heard from there, from there. I'm going to try this rib place out, though. I meant, what do you want from our house? You know this thing called the stove, and there's a kitchen here and shit, right? So I'd never seen that before, and so I sort of went along with it for a while, and I just went, okay, I'm going to go back to cooking again, because I kind of like that, home cooked thing. That's kind of how I grew up. We didn't order in much. It was very home cooked meals. Yeah, but I bake. Yes?
Have you been approached for any cameo roles on the likes of The Big Bang Theory, which seems to have had a few cameos?
No, I never have. Nope, never have. They usually want the actresses for that one so that the guys can,
George Takei has done a couple of very
right.
cameos.
There was one that was coming up for CSI, but I'm not eligible for CSI because of my work paper situation. They're only hiring people with green cards for that. There was something about they wanted somebody that was a sci-fi convention or something like that was going on, and they wanted an actor who had sci-fi cred for that one, but it didn't quite work out. So that seems to be a bit of an ongoing issue, but because I'm not American, so it's I don't want a green card. I just want to work there occasionally. So we'll have to see.
Can you do a Kiwi accent?
I'm trying to distinguish the two because it's very funny because just like any other country, people always, there's a general Australian accent, a general English accent, there's a general South African accent or whatever. And I find here, I'm still, my ear's still trying to pick it up. I find it very difficult, and I've heard different dialects of it too. A lot of difference where I was kind of confused with it. I know it sounds different than Australian, but I don't know how. I can't. Yeah, is that what it is? It's cooler.
Vowels.
Right.
Every day.
Right.
We can't lose them.
Okay. It's like whatever people say. There's your accent. That was it right there. Because otherwise, the generic Canadian accent is somebody who kind of talks like this. Oh, I don't know about that. It's like actually how they talked in Fargo. It's actually a Minnesota accent. That's what the generic Canadian accent is. When somebody wants to imitate a Canadian talk, and they kind of talk like this, right? But nobody really talks. I mean, actually, I shouldn't say nobody. Some people, the further I get away from it, when I listen to some hosers, I go, oh my God, they sounded Canadian. The kind of have this hokey-dokey thing going on. But there's, you know, just like, but in Canada, there's so many different dialects of accent there that they're not even, they wouldn't even be distinguishable as Canadian. You know, the hardcore Newfies sound like the gypsies from Snatch, right? They sound a little bit like this. Oh, yes, I was talking about the other day, but what the fuck did you just say? And then when you talk to Robert Carlyle, he's wonderful on camera, and that's exactly what he sounds like, which is kind of this like extreme version of a Scottish accent, which is kind of like his. When he's on screen, you totally understand every word he says, and then when he's off screen, he's like, "Oh, Michael, I just want this, oh, so I was also saying the other day, you know what I mean? I can't believe that." Yeah. Is he speaking English to me right now? Fuck. And my wife's best friend is from Newfoundland, and her parents are, you know, honest to God, Labrador Newfs, and when her dad Cease gets a few drinks in him, it's kind of laugh along till you make out the words, you know. You're all tired. Are you guys all tired? Or you just feel like we run out of shit to ask? Is that what it is?
Where did you meet Nixa?
Where did I meet her? I met her on Andromeda. I met her on the set of Andromeda. Yeah.
What were you doing?
What was I doing?
Yeah.
Some stuff. trying to meet chicks. I was guest starring on Andromeda, and we had, as she'll ever so succinctly tell it, that first thing I said to her, we're talking. Well, first exchange between us, I thought that this was going to be a nightmare because we meet in the makeup trailer, and she goes, "Oh, you're Michael, right?" I said, "Yeah." And she goes, "Oh, that's great. Well, you're welcome to the show, blah blah blah. Would you like a mint?" Oh boy, it's gonna be one of those, is it? Because we were just talking about, because we had a kissing scene, we were just kind of talking about that. Oh, we got the kissing scene. We had to make out. Oh, hi, that's great. What a mint.
Trying to tell you something.
Yeah, exactly. I mentioned that to her afterwards, and I said, "What was that about?" She said, "I didn't know. I was about to have a mint myself. I was just offering you one. What are you talking about?" I said, "I thought you were kind of like saying, I can smell your breath from here." But of course, the first thing I did later on was when we were talking about it. About an hour later, we were talking about some scene that we were just blocked or something like that. And I sort of said, "Yeah, we got this. What is this kissing scene later on today?" I sort of said, "Do you want to go back to my trailer and practice?"
That's good.
Yeah. And then she was just about to take off her. "Hey, how are you?" Time to go.
It is. Can we?
Oh, Mom, you guys don't have that many questions anyway.
One last question.
Yeah, make it a good one. No pressure.
What's the weirdest fan experience you've ever had?
Where's what?
Fan experience. Oh, we don't want to go there.
People ask me what the weirdest fan experience ever was. That's what it was.
In the episode 200,
Yeah.
if you watch it, your younger, easier version of you had the nickname Wonder Bread. I was wondering, is there a story behind why that was your nickname in the younger, easier version?
I had no idea.
Has anyone ever called you Wonder Bread in real life?
No. I had no idea. I thought that whole sequence was pretty funny, especially given the fact that that's what would be talked about every time. Like, there was a year, like, you guys might not, if you were paying attention, you might not remember it, or you just didn't follow the internet that closely, but there was a year, I think it was going into season 8 or 9, I can't remember, I think it was season 8, that Amanda, Christopher, and myself were kind of like holding out for more payment. And we literally walked away from, we were all sort of like standing our ground together. We literally walked away from the bargaining table all at the same time, and there was a breakdown that came out that were kind of like almost joke things, but these are in the breakdown services, which was basically a casting call for a, you know, Ricky Johnson, the tough as nails astrophysicist / archaeologist who is not only has an IQ of 195, but he balances that out by being an expert in jujitsu or something like that. Like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. And that's what corporations do when you're threatening to walk away, is that they'll try and show you that they mean business, that they're just going to not hire you back, and they'll just recast you. And the breakdowns that came out for these 3 new Stargate characters that had the internet all at Twitter for about a week and a half was hilarious, because they were all listed as about 10 years younger than any of us. So we were just pissing ourselves laughing reading this stuff, going, oh my god, they're going to cast the younger, edgier version. And of course, when in the 200th episode, that's what they were that's what we were setting up. The fact that the network and the executives and just always threatened to fire us and hire younger, cast it younger and edgier. And I'm sure when SGU came out, it was like, oh great, they're casting younger, edgier people. So that was the joke about it. But no one's ever called me Wonder Bread.
Okay, that was not a bad last question. All right, everybody, thank you very much.